Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today, and thank you for calling on time as well. We'll get started in just a couple of few minutes to get some time for folks to join in. We'll check back by 11:05 AEST. In the meantime, just sit back, relax, and we'll be right back. In the meantime, if you can hear me, if you can put a quick note on the chat panel. If the audio is clear, that'll be great. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my another episode of Microsoft Dynamics 365 This time I've given it a title called A Guide to Modernize Your Accounting Software with Ingram Micro Cloud. Let's kick off. So this will be my last webinar for this year, and so I would like to wish you all in advance a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My name is Sunny Prince, your host for the show. I manage the Dynamics 365 business by Ingram Micro Australia, where I work closely with partners to get them up to speed in the Dynamics 365 space by enabling them to transact and deliver Dynamics 365 services. Now, I'm also very excited to let you know that today I'm not alone, but joined by a guest speaker, Paul Woods, who is the CEO of Dynamics Angels, who will be talking about the Dynamics Angels program. Paul has been managing the Dynamics 365 Business Central business since 2013. And Paul is from Melbourne and currently is enjoying his newly earned freedom from the lockdown in Victoria. So a quick overview. In today's webinar, we are going to talk about how businesses are outgrowing their existing legacy accounting software and how Dynamics 365 Business Central can address the market demand with a modern technology platform that connects your business and people. So you'll also learn how replacing your accounting software is easier and affordable than you might even think. So, but before we dive into the webinar, let me give you some of the housekeeping items. This session will be recorded, and the recording, a copy of the recording, will be available for on-demand viewing after today's webinar. If you have any audio or video issue, you're most welcome to post your query in the Q&A panel, and one of my team members will address it. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask those as well. So without any further delay, let's kick off. So the agenda for today is that if you can see the agenda, we have kept it very specific because you might be a partner who is here just to learn about the Dynamics Angels program or the program that we are launching, or you might be even a partner who has a potential requirement and opportunity under the Dynamics 365 Business Central space, and you would really love to learn how Ingram Micro can support you and how we can help you and assist you in delivering professional services. So, so the first thing we'll be talking about is why would you want to transact Dynamics 365? Then we'll quickly talk about the Dynamics Angels program, and then I will be talking about the P2P business model, and then what is the engagement process. I'll walk through our Dynamics Angels engagement process, and then give you a quick one-slide Business Central overview of the Dynamics 365 Business Central, and then after that, I will hand over to Paul, and Paul is going to talk about the key Dynamics Angels key focus area, why you should choose Dynamics Angels, where Business Central really fits in, and then what are the current customer challenges and how Business Central, Dynamics 365 Business Central can address those customer business challenges. And then Paul is also going to talk about the Dynamics Angels implementation process that you might be looking forward to, and then the fixed price, fixed scope bundles and turnkey solutions that we have for you, and then how we can enable you through our go-to-market support. So let's move on. All right, so if you can see the screen here. So our objective is very clear in this webinar. We are not here to compete against any product, but sort of trying to lift the lid on to address a genuine business need in today's world. And I'm sure everyone agrees with me here that every single business is evolving, right? And whether it is your vendor or your customer, especially during these COVID times, all the customer needs and expectations have evolved. But what we have been seeing in the market is that the accounting systems aren't able to keep pace with the increasing demands, right? So let me take one step back and explain how Microsoft positions its own SMB, or small medium-sized business accounting software. In other words, it's called the Dynamics 365 Business Central to customers and organizations, especially for modern workplace partners and Azure partners. So Microsoft is the only global provider that can operate in what they call as the rooms of the house. So these are some of the rooms that you can see on the slide. So Microsoft has services delivered as cloud services that I'm sure everyone here is familiar with, say a modern workplace with its productivity applications like Outlook, SharePoint, Teams, where I believe most of you are living currently during these COVID outbreak. And then Microsoft then has the business applications, say Dynamics 365, which is the name of the portfolio, just like Office 365. And it contains a suite of business applications. One of it is called CRM, and then importantly for accountants, it's called Business Central, which is more geared towards the mid-market level ERP platform. So Microsoft also delivers, as you can see on the screen, it's called the Apps and Infra Azure for MSPs through Microsoft's cloud platform. And then we have the AI, which I know is something that many accountants very much focus on, to use the data within an organization to drive more sophisticated projects like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and to use that data effectively to guide your customers through businesses. But also a key component of Microsoft's platform, again delivered by Azure. So I am talking about how do organizations optimize their operations, how they can optimize their operations and make it more efficient, how they can change their business model around to adapt to the changing circumstances and opportunities that are in the market today, right? So how do they help their employees and empower their employees and get those employees using technology and having access to the data and tooling that they need to do? How do organizations engage with their customers? They get the right bills out at the right time, and they collect the cash, and that they try and sell more to people. And that's something that Microsoft arguably is the only provider in the world that can have that conversation on all of those rooms. The only provider that has a platform that's fully integrated. And one of the key considerations that regards to our program, which is called the Dynamics Angels program, is not just about how you address the finance element specifically of an organization, or how you help them with that, but actually that rolls into now things like security and governance and compliance. How do you ensure your customers' data is also protected? And that's a key foundation of everything that Microsoft does, on the fact that the reason why Business Central platform is so tightly plugged in and knitted into all that at a global hyperscale cloud platform, something that all your customers, whether they are accountants, CIOs, CFOs, all your customers will use. So they will use some of the Microsoft technology already existing to secure their business, and that then puts a Business Central within that centralized, secure space, enabling you to help them achieve their business objectives. So this slide, quickly just walking you through some of the stats that has been provided based on a research that was done by Microsoft and Gartner. If you see, 79% of Dynamics 365 customers have Office 365 and Azure. If they don't have Office 365, it tends to be an older version of Office, right? So for example, if a customer has a simple Outlook and other Office applications, then there is a very, very high chance that they will lean towards Dynamics 365 because of the tight native integration that enables unified collaboration. So they don't have to switch from one application to the other, switch windows, but we are talking about one common platform. Selling Dynamics to a customer means you are 10 times more likely to sell Azure than selling them Office 365. A churn rate on selling only Office 365 is 25% more on average. The churn rate for selling Dynamics is less than 5%. So if you can hear me out here, the churn rate when you are selling Office 365, Azure, and Dynamics 365 to a customer is less than 1%. So that's a known fact on the stats. And then there might be many reasons why a high majority of the Microsoft sellers haven't moved in to offering Dynamics 365 to their customers. And our program is designed to overcome those reasons with ease. But what are those reasons? The reasons are, you might be thinking you had never implemented it before, or you lack in-house skills, whether they are technical people, or they can be even salespeople, or you don't have an existing business focus, or you find that there's a huge risk in losing your current customers if you try to diversify your business, or simply put, your sales people are not really ready to have that right conversation with your customers. So these are some of the reasons that I have come across from my partners when they would like to switch. So what we have here is the Dynamics Angels, and we are going to talk about how we are going to address all those challenges that business partners are facing. So Dynamics Angels program is one of our global initiatives as part of our in-house Accelerate program, and it is a service available globally. Yes, it is available in every single country globally. And through this program, we enable partners to take their current Dynamics business or even non-existing Dynamics business to the next level and enable them to build a strong Dynamics practice. We have created this program to enable partners to deliver a fixed scope, fixed price, rapid implementation of Dynamics 365 Business Central. So through this program, you can land more customers, expand your portfolio, and grow your business. So wherein the traditional accounting implementation time, usually takes around, I would say, if I can say, 18 months and $500,000 investment, we can enable your partners, our partners, much faster. So the packages are all pre-built, number one, and then the full training will be provided as well as ongoing support for you to deliver these pre-built packages. In addition to that, once you have become a Dynamics Angels, we can even provide you Business Central opportunities and leads. And you can take those leads to qualify them and deliver Business Central projects. These data will provide new customers who has a high propensity towards Business Central. So for example, we have quick start, kickstart, turnkey bundle packages that are geared towards new customers looking to switch to a new, affordable, modern technology platform at the cheapest possible price at a rapid implementation rate within a week. So through this program, we are making it accessible to partners, accountants, who are CIOs, CFOs, and customers to deliver a quality service. So we support this program through our Accelerate program in the form of providing pre-sale support, post-implementation support, go-to-market services, webinars, bootcamps, training sessions, demos, anything that we can help you, enable you to transact licenses and help you deliver professional services. Okay, moving on. So let's quickly talk about what happens in a typical traditional delivery model and the relationship between a customer and reseller. So customers usually, as you know, they raise a request. If the partner has the skill, then they will deliver using either of off the shelf, or they will provide a bespoke model implementation methodology. Now, there are times when partners cannot deliver, or they don't have the in-house skill set. So sometimes they subcontract it, or else most of the time they will just decline the opportunity or the request coming from their customer. So in such scenarios, of course, an opportunity is lost, right? And so the worst case that I have personally seen is that when partners who have no skill, they have no idea about what they are getting into, and they have never done a Dynamics Business Central project before, will take Business Central opportunities in their own hands. And just because they do not have to decline the opportunity coming from your existing customer. And so and what they do is, and here is what happens, they go ahead and hire a database developer to roll Dynamics 365 Business Central projects, and they think all will be well. And trust me, this is really a recipe for disaster. So although there is a high margin of, I would say, 65% in delivering professional services, and there's a 10% margin of Dynamics 365 license compared to Azure and Modern Workplace, you still need assistance in preparation, training, right skills, and competency while you are engaging in projects of this nature. Actually, that reminded me of a quote that I had heard years back. I think I read somewhere that came from a quote from Abraham Lincoln, that I've been, so he says that if I have been given 9 hours to cut a tree, then I will spend 9 hours just sharpening my axe before I cut the tree. So training and preparation is really important here, and I can't emphasize more than this. So this is what happens in a traditional ERP. Now, in a P2P, we all are familiar with the P2P model, is that a reseller collaborates with a partner to deliver professional services, and then the partner comes and delivers the piece of the engagement, and the reseller delivers their part and still retains the customer. Now, there may or may not be a kickback or a margin that is given back to the reseller from the partner, but prices are, what I have seen is that prices are not really regulated completely, and it's completely up to the partner who is delivering the service, that they can quote whatever they want, and there's no turnkey solution being offered. Now, when you have an indirect provider, and based on our Dynamics Angels program, in a program like ours, in order to get you up to speed, we provide you pre-sale service, whether it is license support or solution offering within Dynamics 365. In such engagement like ours, we as an indirect a provider, we almost observe all the risks and invest in you, so you don't have to set up a sales team, no in-house skills required. We will enable you to transact the licenses and help you deliver the services through our program. So you make 100% margin in licenses and still make some margin in services without even shedding a sweat. We will coach you to be a Dynamics partner and provide practice development as a service too, if that is your key focus area. So the Dynamics Angels partner will work with you to deliver Business Central projects, Business Central related. They will also provide in part trainings and support on a fixed price and fixed scope agreement. So the only relationship that Dynamics Angel partner has with the end customer is to deliver the project. You manage the billing, and you will be the one who will be invoicing your customer, and no one else would be doing that. So the best thing, actually, if you ask me, the best thing in this is that the Dynamics Angels partner does and only does, they do only Dynamics 365 Business Central projects. So there is no conflict of interest also arising here. As a matter of fact, in return for Business Central opportunities, the Dynamics Angel partner can piggyback Modern Workplace and Azure opportunities to the partner, which they don't usually would be delivering. And so it's a mutual win-win situation for every party who is involved here. So that is some of the key areas that I wanted to focus when it comes to such our program. Moving on. So you might be interested in, once you have an opportunity, how do we engage you? What exactly is the engagement process? So it's very simple. So all you have to do, of course, you need to be a Ingram Micro partner or reseller. Once you are our partner, then the partner signs up with our Accelerate program, which is, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's one of our in-house Dynamics 365 program. Once you sign up with our program, then we will provide you training and marketing assets. So that can be end customer facing text, slides, go-to-market, support services. So you can use that and present that to your audience, your customer, and start creating that curiosity, that interest towards Dynamics 365 Business Central. So once the customer expresses their interest, once you generate that interest, then we can step in. We can provide some pre-sale support in the form of product demonstrations. We can walk them through the product capabilities, cloud solution offerings. We can even address a licensing query if they have. We can make it a lucrative business model from a licensing perspective, and provide some overview of the product. And then once the customer understands which product they would like to go with, in this case it will be Business Central. Once they finalize Business Central is the right accounting package or business application, then we will be introducing the Dynamics Angels to your end customer. Then the Dynamics Angels partner will be working on the scope of work. They will talk about the timeline, how much time will it take to implement. They will talk about the commercials. They will be addressing all the customers' queries on the commercials. And then moving forward, the customer will be choosing their package of interest, which can be a quick start, kickstart, or whichever bundle that they would like to go with. Once that is finalized and the customer has chosen their relevant go-to package, then the partner will be delivering professional services. Then the partner will be ordering professional services and licenses from our cloud marketplace platform. And the scope of work is signed between the partner, Dynamics Angels partner, and your customer. And then you still own 100% on the licensing, and still you will be making some margin on the professional service and even with managed support. And so moving forward, the Dynamics Angels will be delivering the professional service and managed support. So that's as simple as it is. So that's the Accelerate program engagement process. Now, I thought with this slide, before I can hand over the presentation to Paul, I thought of quickly giving you a quick overview of Dynamics 365 Business Central, especially for those of you who are not familiar with Business Central. So Business Central is predominantly geared for small and mid-sized business that have outgrown their existing accounting software. So it is designed for SMBs with 10 to 250 employees that need an end-to-end business management solution. So Dynamics 365 Business Central is Microsoft's next generation of intelligent business application in the cloud. So it not only includes accounting and financial management capabilities, but also sales. If you see the screen, sales and service, project management, supply chain, inventory, and operation management. So what makes Business Central unique is that it harnesses the power of one. And unlike a legacy accounting software like QuickBooks, MyoB, Pronto, Xero, and any other legacy accounting application, Dynamics 365 Business Central works with Office 365 and includes built-in intelligence. So it surfaces familiar tools like Excel and Word within the context of business processes, significantly, increasing your business productivity as well. And then we have Power BI that is natively integrated, embedded into Dynamics 365 Business Central business applications for predictive insights, prescriptive advice, and actionable next steps. So for those of you who are not familiar with our Power Platform that is showing up on the screen, I did a webinar on Dynamics 365 Business Application a few months back, and you will find the recording, a copy of the recording, in our Ingram Micro Cloud Australia YouTube playlist. So with that, I pass on the baton to Paul Woods, CEO of Dynamics Angels, to talk about the program in depth. So over to you, Paul. Let me switch over and give you the control. Over to you, Paul.
Thanks, thanks, Danny. So you can see my slides, my slide deck, my initial slide.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for the introduction, the opportunity today to speak to you all. My name's Paul Woods, and I, as Danny mentioned, am the CEO of Dynamics Angels here in Australia. We're part of an international organisation with successful operations in the US and the UK. Mainly, and we're now bringing our Dynamics Business Central implementation expertise to Australia. This is your slide, Sonny. There we go. Sorry about that. So we focus, as Sonny mentioned, 100% on SMB, on the SMB market, and 100% on Dynamics Business Central as a solution. The purpose, what's our purpose? Firstly, we're a through partner organisation, as Sonny mentioned, so you get to keep the client and the licensing and as I said, margin on services. We work with your organisations to successfully deliver Business Central and allow you to expand your offering, as Sonny outlined. So it gives you an extra string to your bow in terms of what you're able to offer in terms of the Microsoft stack. And it's one more thing that you can offer your customers, and it's a large part of a customer solution, obviously an ERP or a financial system. Our purpose is to make Dynamics Business Central as a solution easily accessible to partners and customers, and we do this by delivering a quality, standardized, consistent service. We're cloud focused with rapid response and rapid value, and being through partner, this allows us to grow together and focus on the customer and the delivery of the solution. So why Dynamics Angels? You probably haven't heard of us much before. As I said, we're just launching here in Australia, but we have worked with Microsoft's ERPs for over 13 years. The various ERP products, Microsoft originally had 4, and now they're down to 2, as some of you may know. And so we've been working with the solution for a long time, albeit under a different name. Business Central is a fairly new name in the market, and it's Microsoft's SaaS offering. We were a Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central Partner of the Year finalist this year, and last year we were crowned the Dynamics 365 Business Central Partner of the Year. So we came first out of 2,900 entries from 115 countries, so we're pretty proud of that. And our approach is all about MVP, minimal viable product. So that gets the customer up and running live in a shorter time frame than they would otherwise be if they were using the traditional ERP implementation methods. So we do this by using repeatable IP, and this enables a rapid deployment and at a fixed price, so customers know what they're getting and what investment is required for that. So the days of the big beast ERP implementation is still here, but we operate in a different market with a different model, and we'll talk about a little more about that in a while. So where does Dynamics BC is another word. I'll try and use Business Central, but an acronym is BC. You might hear it referred to as BC or B Central. I've heard it referred to as well. But where does it fit in the Dynamics 365 stack? So just in case you didn't know, Dynamics is a family of different products, not just one product. So these are outlined here and range from customer engagement focused solutions on the left there through to unified operations and finance. We're specifically talking today about finance and the Business Central product, which is targeted to the SMB market. Okay, that's the only product we're talking about here, and that's the only product that Dynamics Angels deliver. The other Microsoft Dynamics finance product you see here, finance and operations, is aimed at the enterprise level client. So that's not what we're talking about today. There's other partners that you also may be some partners on this webinar that can offer the rest of the Dynamics 365 solutions here, but we're only focused on Business Central, as I said. So what do you, high level, what do you look for? What do you potentially you don't traditionally speak to the finance teams, or it might be more IT driven or business solutions driven. So some of the common things to look for, you may wonder what you need to look for in terms of identifying an opportunity. So these are some of the common comments and complaints that you may hear from your clients in regards to their current finance systems, and triggers for you to look out for as an opportunity to introduce Business Central. Too many manual processes. So they might be paper-based, not linked into a system. A common one for this is purchase orders. They might be writing purchase orders in a book or on a piece of paper. So there's no visibility, and you can't report off it, or you can't see what's going on. So that's a common issue. So difficulty making real-time business decisions as they move forward. Modern systems. So these days, Business Central is available on any device, on a tablet, phone, laptop, whatever, and with modern user interface. So that's pretty critical, especially, as Sunny mentioned, in this year with COVID. You need to be accessible to all the information from anywhere you are. So that's what Business Central allows us, and it's easy to use and adopt. So it's much quicker to get users onboarded. They're used to apps and tablets and so forth. And that just makes adoption easier and increases the productivity for the client. They may have outgrown their systems. So a lot of companies are using old legacy systems that are slow, or they don't have real-time access to data, or they're batch driven, or they have to roll at month end. Dynamics Business Central is a totally online system all the time. Data is always available. And then one of the main points is Microsoft everything. So most clients generally are already using a fair amount of the Microsoft stack, so they're familiar with that, and at the very least, they're familiar with Outlook. And Business Central, by having an Outlook add-in, just makes it even easier for them to adopt. So it's very familiar to the client already. It's not a foreign application. So with the Outlook add-in client, you can browse Business Central directly from within Outlook. So clients are very familiar with that already. And they're also familiar with the Microsoft brand and the track record. So that's a major draw card. And then, as I said, there's other reasons there, like systems. Common reasons would be siloed systems not talking to each other, or they're just bespoke and not supported. So they might be old green screen legacy systems, or that just can't grow or adapt with the times, and they're now holding the business back. So where's our sweet spot? What wins? This slide pretty much says it all. We need simple source systems, not complexity. So we're not about complexity. What wins for us is simplicity. So large, complex ERP projects we're not part of. And we help you define that by talking to the client and analyzing the requirements and things. So, but basically SMB, simple systems, finance, as I said, stock, assets, assemblies, but we're not into vertical solutions. So these are some of Sunny mentioned some of these systems, but these are some systems that your clients will be using and to look out for. And they, as I said, those reasons before, that the reasons for change, that's what you may hear around these systems. But these are typically some of them in the market, in the local market. But you also may come up against older versions of Dynamics, such as Great Plains or GP and Navision, Nav. So Business Central is the upgrade path forward for those systems as well, if you have a client already on Dynamics. So that's an even easier sell, probably, to get that as an upgrade path into those clients. So we offer, one of our delivery methods is what we call Quick Start, and that's our rapid implementation methodology. We get customers up and running within just 1 week. So that's amazing compared to other ERP implementations. So Sunny mentioned some high figures there. But even a simple business implementation of an ERP, we can do that in much less of the time. So, around 20% of what even a base typical quote would be. The rapid turnaround cuts down on traditional spec lists and custom builds and long deployment times and high costs. So we keep it simple, which makes the switch to Business Central quick and easy for your customers, so they can focus on their business and get up and running and adopt the system straight away. So how much does it all cost? Well, as again, Sunny mentioned some costs before, but this is our quick start pack. It uses our base packs. So there's a number of packs that we bundle up and support, and these are all available on our website, so dynamicsangels.com.au. But again, we run the concept of minimal viable product, MVP, to deliver a rapid implementation. So by buying the packs or bundling these base starter packs under the Quick Start program, it's about 70% of the standard price. So for 15 grand, you're up and running, and they've got a new ERP system, which is, they can then use that as the base, and they can, it's a future-proof solution that they can scale and grow with their business as it goes on. So we should say that Business Central is extremely functional. So it can go all the way down to manufacturing, warehousing, and so forth. So the system allows clients to grow with it as they go on and manage that budget spend. So that's in a summary of the Dynamics Angels program and the Quick Start program, and who we are and what we can offer. Once again, thanks for your time today. Thanks, Sunny, for the opportunity. And then I'll hand it back to Sunny.
Thank you, Paul. That was quite knowledgeable, much appreciated. So just making sure that I'm doing the right thing. Okay. So let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, all good, Sunny.
I'll just put that in presentation mode. Okay. Right. Okay. So if you have been sticking with us until now, then I have some bonus points for all of you. So here we'd like to talk about how we enable you and induct you into this program through our go-to-market services with zero investment from your end. Quite often I have seen programs of this nature where post their launch, it is expected from the partner to know everything from the very beginning without even providing any go-to-market support. So the partner is left with nothing but this is the program, go for it, without any support. So some of the pressing questions that I always ask myself is, how do you expect a partner who has zero knowledge about Dynamics 365 Business Central or even about Dynamics or any accounting software to close opportunities of this nature, or even talk to the customer in their language? If you're talking to an accountant, of course your customer would have some certain expectations if you're selling Business Central, right? Or even without the right tools and techniques, simply put, if you are in this space, you might struggle to even have that conversation or write a simple email to your end customer, right? So what differentiates us from those other programs is that if you have the focus and commitment, then we would love to work with you to enable you in this space. We will work closely by providing the right tools and resources to train you and help you win opportunities. So once you sign up with us, we will provide you with a transition guide that is showing up on the screen. This will guide you phase by phase with what questions to ask once the customer has stated their pain or business challenge, all the way to proof as a demo. In essence, it will provide you with conversation starters with your end customer as a partner. Now, then the next asset that we will provide you is called the end customer facing email template. So I don't think I have to talk much about it, but use it to promote your brand the email template talks about Business Central and Dynamics 365. And then we will provide you with a sales script. Use it to qualify opportunities through the band methodology. Similarly, once you have all this, then definitely you need a Business Central presentation deck that you can use, or a slide that you can use to showcase the product capabilities to your customer, right? So use it. You can even white label it, and even and it even provides you with notes on what you can really talk. So there's not much of an effort there. Everything is readily designed and delivered by Microsoft. And then finally, but not the least, then you also have access to Ingram's cloud platform, which is called the Market Hub. And through Market Hub, you can design your own custom landing page, and we will provide you 3 email templates, completely custom built, geared towards Dynamics 365 Business Central. You can white label it and start sending. That is focusing for specific personas. And then we will also provide you 2 social banners from Twitter and Facebook, I guess, and then 4 banners and handouts that you can utilize. So in order to receive these assets, I would request you to please sign up with our program, and then we'll take it from there. So moving forward, so if we have got some, we have got some next steps for you as a partner. Is that if you are not yet an Ingram partner, or if you are but not engaged with our Dynamics 365 Accelerate program, or if you are not even an Ingram partner yet, then I encourage you to sign up with us by visiting the URL called, that is showing up on your page. It's called https://microsoft.ingrammicrocloud.com/dynamics, and complete the form. So if you have any questions on the program, please fill in the form, and one of us will be in touch with you. Okay, so this is our last slide of Q&A, for the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please feel free to post that in our chat panel, as I was mentioning earlier. We'll be more than happy to address your queries. So I'll put myself on mute. We'll give another few minutes and see if there are any questions, and we'll wrap it up from there. So I received a question saying that, is this a seminar only for resellers? So to answer that question, no. Although Ingram Micro, we don't deal with end customers directly. It's always through our partner base or partner program. So more than happy to request you to send your email. That's why I put my email address there, and I will forward your request to our Dynamics Angels partner, and that one of them will give you a call, if that answers your question. But predominantly our Dynamics Angels program is geared towards our partner base. But if there are end customers who have requirements, more than happy to address that, and you can go through our Dynamics Angels partner. So I have a question. It's asking, how can partners differentiate themselves from other partners? So it all depends on the value of service that you are delivering, and because when it comes to end customers, there are a few things based on which they assess you, the competency that you're holding, the reputation that you have in the market, the skill set that you have, in the sense that what you're demonstrating. So if you're talking about Business Central, are you talking that language, or and if you understand their current business, that's the main point that they always, based on which they assess you, and your area of expertise. So based on all these areas, so we work with you to provide all the go-to-market assets. As I mentioned, customers, they request for case studies that we will be providing you, some of the referrals that you can also request through us, and the demonstration product capability that we will assist you in presenting to your end customer. And so, as I mentioned, these are some of the areas, the way you can differentiate value for service. And of course, if you talk their language, your end customer language, especially when it comes to accounting business software platforms. I hope that I was able to address that question. So there's another question. It says, how do we avail or claim ourselves of the $10 Flexi e-gift voucher? So I'm not really sure across with that. I guess that's one of the marketing, go-to-market assets and services that is being rendered currently. That's one of the promotions that's going on. So perhaps I can flick your request to my marketing team, and one of them will get back to you and help you address how you can claim the voucher. I'll take note of your question. All right, guys, looks like we don't have any more questions. I would sincerely like to thank you, all of you, for providing your valuable time and attending our webinar on a Tuesday, 11 a.m. morning. Thank you so much for appreciate your time. And that brings us to the end of our webinar. As I said earlier, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you so much for your time. And